Restarted it. And they just took off again. And Frank's like, what the fuck?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question goes to the Prime Minister.
I restarted it because I did
The Australian Energy Market Operator is right now
music clip as
scrambling
well.
to avoid blackouts by
Just a little
cutting deals
screw
with
around
factories to temporarily
a
shut
theory
down.
of mine, as they
The New
say.
South Wales Premier is urging
Can only
residents,
try something
quote,
to find out.
not to run your
So I'll
dishwasher,
get a copyright
not to
on
run
it.
your washing machine this
Just in case.
Prime Minister,
Restarting again.
is this what Labor's plan for, I quote, a renewable energy superpower really will look
The
like?
ladies are having some food. Talk like that. That's how I like to talk to them. They find that voice more easy to approach. Sometimes in regular voice. You know how it goes. I see them as a lower species to talk certain ways like we do to ourselves. Respect them.
It's deja vu. And no interjections
Anyway,
before even someone
so far?
begins. Same day, same rules. The Minister has the call.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I thank the honourable member for the question.
When
because it
things
gives
are
me an
playing up
opportunity to
and not
update the
working
House on the
properly,
situation
then
in
you're
New South
frustrated.
Wales this afternoon.
Should you have
As
the same
House is
day,
aware,
same
New South
rules?
Wales is undergoing
Let me know in
lengthy
comments.
and severe
As far as I'm concerned,
which is,
no.
of course, increasing
How long's it been going
demand
for?
on the energy system.
Many years, sir.
It's a statement of fact.
Well, there's your
With
problem.
heat wave, energy demand goes up. In addition, Mr. Speaker, in New South Wales, there are 5 units of coal and gas production that are not operating.
Now, some people
Two of them
have important jobs and can't work in crisis or under threat for real, and they would quickly take a holiday off, no worries, and sacrifice areas to make sure they get right, instead of saying Santa Claus will fix everything.
Notice has been issued. Now, this is not an unusual circumstance. This is
And
a
Santa Claus died yesterday, it was your mum.
In fact, in the last quarter,
He was fixing it till then. You know the people who they call them mummies boys and mummies girls. And the mummies go, it's all right, they got me. Yeah, but what happens when they don't? You know what happens to those people? They become reliant on some other person they need. Right? And they got to hope that someone wants to be their mother. And usually it doesn't happen. And so the second best thing they get is a partner that wants to stick around and keep them around and feed them and function to the best of their ability until they keep moving around until they find the best of their ability. You know what I mean?
And in the quarter before that...
Definition of immaturity.
55 times, Mr. Speaker. Now, as a result...
Definition of leadership.
Reserve notice that AEMO has issued, I'm advised that they have
relates
secured
to
extra
things.
supplies as a result of
Should it?
the situation that is commonly put in place, which is known as RERT, which is to provide extra supplies, which means that AEMO has advised me that there are...
If you had a holiday when your work people, you need to work a little longer to pay your people or anything like that, or you're not paying your work people, should you have a holiday? If you did, what would your work people think about you? What would you think, Emma? Would you think that boss is a cunt because he's not paying you, but he's going on a lovely holiday? In fact, he'll even splurge on that holiday.
Damn right.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Huh? You'd go, what the fuck? Where does that happen, people?
enough reserves for New South
Would
Wales
you call
this
him
afternoon.
a hell of a
Mr. Speaker,
salesman?
Of course, they are taking necessary precautions in case there is another outage.
And they
unexpected
practice
outage
what
of
you
a coal
preach
fire
type of
unit,
people.
which is always a risk, Mr.
Would
Speaker.
these people
AEMO has also
tell you
advised
to do
me
that, but wouldn't do it
batteries
themselves?
will play a very
You know what I mean?
important role this afternoon in New South Wales because, as you would expect, Mr. Speaker, during the day they are absorbing energy and they will be called upon this evening. So that is the advice of AEMO. So it would be disingenuous.
At the moment, I absorb energy during the day for the batteries, extra than usual. I do that because lately I'm worried about not having power as I'm threatened, aren't I, Emma? That's why I make sure. And strange things are happening. And so you might see me be on grid and use what is there if it's there to use when under threat. You know what I mean? But anyway, some people absorb power when they don't need to, right? Just because they can. No reason. No need to means no reason, right? But if you're worried about having shortage of power when it comes to batteries, right, and you're worried that something could shut off your power at any time, Would you use more of the house grid and not so much letting your batteries go really flat and then wait for the next day? Because if something goes wrong between those low areas and the next day, you'll have no power at all. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's keep trucking to what people like to speak in certain code words, as that some people say about me.
Evening. So that is the advice of AEMO.
Some will
So it
understand,
would be
some don't. You know what I mean?
disingenuous and dishonest to blame.
As I talk about that you can live off the grid, and that if I went to bed early at night and didn't overuse electricity on certain days and stuff like that, and you're willing to sacrifice, today we won't have 5 computers going when we can, right? We'll just have one, we'll deal with one and stuff like that. You can actually, I could, on this house here, go off grid. I proved it. Haven't I, Emma? If you go to certain limits.
Yeah.
Right? But if you don't stick to those certain limits and you're not worried that someone might shut off your power straight away and you can wait till tomorrow to recharge your batteries, you might find that people might go on grid. They worry, so they overspend. You know what I mean? And worry just makes that happen. And that's why we try to get rid of the worries so we don't overspend or overthink about things as we're worrying.
Renewables, Mr. Speaker, when you have 5 units out, 4 of them coal,
members on
2 of them breakdowns, when you consider we have not had a day in the last 18 months where there
Anyway, you
hasn't
might
been
have
a
this clip
breakdown in a
twice
coal-fired power
if there's
unit
not a
across the
copyright.
national energy market. Now, the opposition chooses to say that they would sweat the assets and rely more on those coal-fired power stations. What we say
What do you call it?
is that
Salesman? Definition of that. These are things if you look up, if you don't understand certain things, they even refresh your mind, give you. We always know the basics when you go, what's the definition of this? And there could be 10 things, and you remember, when people go fag, people just think of gay people, but it could be a pile of sticks and this and this and that. And it helps you refresh your memory about what things actually are and what people are doing, stuff like that. It can be right in your face. And if it's right in your face and you're copping it, well, you're actually the fool, right? By just accepting, isn't it? But have a good one, everybody. And I'm not saying people shouldn't have holidays or anything like that. But if you work hard and they know you did, and they see you did, then you deserve a holiday. Isn't that right, Emma?
Yeah.
But if they know that you failed your job, that the time has gone past and everyone else is having a holiday, you're meant to, and you're just going to go on one, is that called success, Emma? Nah, it wouldn't be to me either. But certain leaders do think that that's a success and don't understand what real leadership is. See you later.